Alrighty, so let's take a look at graphing a function and trying to find the max and min here. So let's go ahead and hit y equals on our calculator, and here we'll go ahead and type in our function. So 2x cubed minus 30x squared plus 126x plus 9 is the function that I was given. And I'm going to go ahead and hit graph here, and let's see what we see. Wow, we don't really see much of anything. So let's figure out why we're not seeing anything. So let's hit second and graph to get to the table. And you'll notice that the values of our function here are pretty big, and get pretty big negative also as we go the other direction. So let's see, we're getting to like negative 5,000 there. And then positive, and okay. So I think we're going to need to adjust our window. So let's go ahead and hit window. And it looks like we're going to need to adjust our y's to maybe go down to like, let's try negative 500 here. Notice we use this button for the negative. And let's make our y's go up to maybe positive 500. And then let's take a look at our graph and see if that helps at all. Ah, that looks a lot better. Now we're actually seeing a maximum here and seeing a minimum here, a local max and min. And now we could go ahead and use calc, let's say maximum here, number 4, to help us find that maximum. So we're going to go ahead and pick some place to the left of the maximum and hit enter. Go find some place to the right of the maximum and hit enter. Guess means go somewhere close, hit enter, and there's our maximum with, looks like we have a local maximum at x equals 3 with output value of 171. Okay, so we can do it on this calculator using the 84. We just have to, maybe adjust our window. Now, sometimes you can make your life a little easier here. If you go to the zoom button, one of the options in the list, the very last one, is zoom fit. And if you pick that one, the calculator is going to automatically pick a window, and usually it is a good window that lets you see the graph well. In this case, it looks like it picked a pretty lousy window. This is actually worse than the one that we had picked ourselves. But we could go back in here and say, hey, it looked like all the interesting stuff was happening up there on the positive side, so we could trim down this negative y range, and then, we'd be able to see the interesting parts of the graph a little bit better. So just to show you also, we can do this on an online graphing calculator as well. This is the Desmos.com calculator. And so if we were to type in that same equation here, we're going to run into the same problem right off the bat, where we can't really see anything on the graph. So we're going to have to go over here to the zoom. Let me scoot this over just a little bit here. This little button here is zoom, and I'm just going to start zooming out. And, oh, okay, so that's looking a little bit better here. And so I'm actually going to go to the graph settings now, because now I can sort of see where the interesting stuff is happening. But it looks like the x values are too big. So if I go to graph settings here, then I can say, I want my x to just go from maybe like -2 to, looks like probably 10 is plenty sufficient there. And then we're going to get a much nicer looking graph. And notice it highlights for us where the maximum is and where the local minimum is. Anyway, I hope that helps you sort of understand and figure out how to graph using the calculator, especially when you need to adjust the window.